what's good, people? It's your guy Bendu, and yeah, Joe Biden, president elect. Um, this is honestly a shitty outcome. It was, that's what it was going to be either way. We were forced to choose between the lesser of two pedophiles, the lesser of two rapists, the lesser of two warmongers, the lesser of two racists, the lesser of two corrupt motherfuckers with corrupt fucking kids, you know, and I voted for Howie Hawkins. I voted third party. I refused to vote for either Trump or Joe Biden. You talked to me maybe a year and a half ago, I would have said I would have voted for Trump, but got my head on right. Realized Trump is a corrupt piece of shit too. If you don't believe that, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm here to tell you. That shit. Donald Trump is a corrupt piece of shit, just like Joe Biden is. And I just want to talk about what we're getting from Joe Biden. And I would like to preface this by talking about everybody who's been out. As soon as it was announced Joe Biden was the president elect, people are out dancing in the streets, happy, jovial. It was like fucking Obama won in 2008. Joe Biden did his little fancy speeches, his fancy speech, as Kamala Harris would say, and she gave a fancy speech too. And, everybody's just jumping for joy. And my thing is, people don't realize what they're getting from Joe Biden, especially all the young people I saw out there. Because I would like to start off. Joe Biden made it harder for you to default on your student loans. So basically, Joe Biden said, hey, we're going to take this student loan debt, wrap it around your neck, and fucking hang you with it. It's with you to the day you fucking die. And here's just a quick video I'll put together to show you how he did that.
Hi, David. Just lay out Joe Biden's record on student debt and then go beyond.
Joe Biden has been working on bankruptcy legislation for the last 3 decades. He got into the Senate in the 1970s. He was on the Judiciary Committee. There began to be a push in the 1970s to reduce courts' ability to lower student debt in bankruptcy court. Starting in the 1970s. It started with government loans. There was a push in the 1970s to say that students would have to wait 5 years from graduating to be able to seek bankruptcy protections for their government loans. That was a bill that Joe Biden helped craft. He was on the conference committee. There was a series of other bills through the 1980s and into the 1990s in which Joe Biden worked on the same set of issues, lengthening the amount of time students would have to wait to be able to access bankruptcy protections for educational debt. And then, as you noted, into the late 1990s and the 2000s, there was this push by Biden. He was a key Democrat pushing the bankruptcy bill that was ultimately signed by President George W. Bush that eliminated the ability of most Americans to seek bankruptcy protections not only for their government loans, but also for their private student loans. So that was a big objective of the private lenders. At the time, over his career, Joe Biden has raised about $2 million from the financial sector while he's been sculpting these bills. And again, he played the key role throughout the last 3 decades in the Democratic Party, really in Congress, pushing these bills. Elizabeth Warren issued a paper when she wasn't in the Senate, when she was a professor, talking about how pivotal Joe Biden was in pushing these laws to, again, make it more difficult for students to reduce their student debt when they are in bankruptcy court. It really puts a prohibition on the judges themselves, saying you really can't lower student debt like you can most other forms of debt when you are in bankruptcy court.
Point is, the losses will go to some creditors who cannot reflect this in their prices. But look at the cases cited in my testimony, where credit card companies, I have a specific case, Emory McCarthy, but nothing unusual about it. A woman who borrowed $2,200, the credit, she paid back $2,100 over the 2 years preceding bankruptcy. And at the end of that period of time, she was told she still owed $2,600. With fees and interest, I submit, Senator, that there are many in the credit industry right now who are getting their bankruptcies prepaid. That is, they have squeezed enough out of these families in interest and fees and payments that never
Maybe we should
paid
talk
down.
about usury rates then. Maybe that's what we should be
Senator,
talking about, not bankruptcy.
I'll be the first. Invite me.
No, I know you will, but let's call a spade a spade. Your problem with the credit card companies is usury rates from your position. It's not about the bankruptcy bill.
But Senator, if you're not going to fix that problem, you can't take away the last shred of protection for
I
these
got it.
families.
Okay. You're very good, Professor.
Senators Biden and Carper have worked tirelessly for years on this legislation, and they've taken some tough votes to get it done, and I admire them for it. You would expect senators from Delaware, which is the corporate state, to do their best to get this bill through, but they did.
A few moments ago, we completed action on the bankruptcy bill. I want to particularly thank all of our colleagues for the work on the bill, in particular Senator Grassley and Senator Hatch, Senator Sessions, and others on both sides of the aisle who've been working on this legislation for these many years, 7 or 8 years, I was told by Senator Biden a while ago.
This is a little bit about leadership as well. Joe talked about bankruptcy. Joe, if my memory is correct, you helped write that bankruptcy bill.
I did not.
All right.
I
and that
did
bankruptcy.
So as you can see, not only affected college kids, but just poor people in general. It made it harder for poor people to apply for bankruptcy. It made it easier for the corporations and richest motherfuckers in this country to apply for bankruptcy. So Joe Biden, when it comes, and to people that think the Republican Party and Donald Trump are against this, as you saw in the video, Mitch McConnell and there was another Republican senator on there, I forgot what his name was, from Utah, but they were congratulating and cheering Joe Biden for passing this shit. And that's because Republicans and Donald Trump are not your friend either. Even though that this predated Donald Trump, the point I'm trying to make is these are the people Donald Trump takes his fucking marching orders from. Because Donald Trump in 2016 was speaking nothing but populism, and now in 2020 he sounds like fucking Jeb Bush or Mitt Romney, a run-of-the-mill Republican. And that is exactly what Joe Biden sounds like, a run-of-the-mill fucking Republican, because that is what Joe Biden is, a moderate Republican, or a Dixiecrat, as they're better known as. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out now. This is gonna be part one of my, I guess Joe Biden is a bigger fucking problem series, I guess, but just more of my continued post-election coverage now, I guess. And so as always, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Emphasis on the comments. Let me know what y'all think about Joe Biden winning, and peace. Be easy.